Alright, this is the HSL with game 2 between Softstorm the Green Protoss and Akane the Red Terran. Last game we saw Akane, now known as Janny, do a very standard, very safe 2 racks expand, whereas Josh did I'm not too sure if it was a Colossus expand, maybe afraid of all the infantry that his observer saw, or a Colossus timing all in. But irregardless, what happened was his pylon got supply, or his second Colossus got supply blocked, and he just completely aborted and he expanded. The problem being is this expansion came up way too late. Janny had already realized her expansion's advantage and basically got to 200 much earlier than Josh did. She set up a contain outside of Josh's base. Josh tried to break it with sub 200, and that was basically the game. So this game we will see if Akane decides to play standard again. Once again, Akane has very intricate cheese strategies, and Josh is going to have to account for that. He's going to have to scout very well. Actually scouting the wrong place first. It's a little unfortunate. This depot might actually go down and he wouldn't be able to get in. That'd be tragic. He wouldn't even get to see this gas here. But most of the time, if this depot goes down, that means this gas is not going to be there. They're really not going to have enough money to do this depot, this gas, and orbital command. So Josh should be able to get in here, and yes, he does get in. Janny also gets in. Oh, look at this like star she drew out for us. Wow, very nice. Josh actually putting his gateway in a kind of weird spot. I don't know if this is to maybe delay scouting it for a little while. Yeah, I'm not too sure why he put it there. But anyway, so Josh is now going to try to leave. Oh, here's the depot. So this probe actually doesn't get out. A lot of Protosses have got this timing pretty well down. They basically scout this one gas and then they get out. They don't want to lose this probe. But it's honestly not the hugest of deals, especially not until you're in like the really high master, grandmaster area where every probe counts. It really doesn't matter too much. Well, Josh is actually building up quite a bit of money here. Okay, yes, this gas is going down. I thought he might be foregating. This gas is actually a little late. Maybe he was distracted with something. Building a zealot, very standard, very safe. So here comes the factory. Oh, and the second gas. The second gas basically means some sort of cheese. This factory could open it up to two port Banshee. You would see that somewhere here. But because the factory is here, I expect this to be a 1-1-1. If the factory was built up here, then the tech lab here, you would see double starport, and the Banshees would be built there just to get to the base a little bit earlier. But because the factory is in the front, I expect to see a starport and probably a 1-1-1 all in. Janny asks about DTs. I have absolutely no idea where she's getting that from. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea where she's getting that from. Either way, the big tells about this 1-1-1 is the factory with this tech lab, this barracks with this reactor, and the double gas. These are big tells about this 1-1-1, and this is going to be very important. Can Josh see this? Can Josh scout it? Oh, what is this probe doing? Oh, maybe he's going to use this for a proxy pylon later, or maybe even scouting the expansion. No expansion is actually a pretty big tell that something is wrong as well. You can see this factory moving a little bit forward for another tech lab. The reasoning for this is Banshees are actually slightly more important than tanks are. A Banshee harassing is going to do a lot more than a tank, which basically has to sit here until you get siege mode and another tank. So that's just the logic. You can put on just a little bit more pressure earlier. So this Marine is going to probably go take the watchtower. Here comes the probe. This is the big moment of the game, and he does scout this factory. He scouts this tech lab researching, so he should know right here. This is a 1-1-1. Immediately chrono boosting on an immortal. He doesn't even need an observer. Let's see if he even built an observer. He actually could cut that observer because he saw the reactor and he saw the factory researching. So it's huge. He knows now it's a 1-1-1. Now the appropriate reaction here is a lot of stalkers, couple immortals, and having your army out on the map. Basically what you want to do is you want to slow this push down. You don't want Janny to be able to just push right across, siege up here, right on this little light basically. If she gets here, this game is basically going to be over. I don't really know what he can do. And this Banshee is going to come out and waypoint around and probably hit the back of his minerals. Let's see. And Josh is actually unfortunately moving out right now. This is rather unfortunate, but his warp gates can actually warp in, so he should be fine. He'll just warp in 3 stalkers back here and deal with this Banshee very, very easily while his force stays out here. So this Banshee will effectively pin 3 stalkers back in his base, which is a little unfortunate, but his army will at least stay. No, he's running back. Josh, this is not good. You have a warp in cycle. You have the money to warp in. Oh, this is not good. Does he not realize he can warp in? Oh, and here it comes. Finally, here's the warp in. And these stalkers should at least chase this Banshee off. But 5 kills when the Banshee really shouldn't have gotten that many. Stopping mining for this long and drawing the entire army back, this one Banshee might have already won the game for Janny if she decides to push out right now. Actually, sieging here is a mistake, I think. Slightly too defensive, especially when she sees this entire army back here. Yeah, this Marine is probably gonna just scout this watchtower. Oh, I see what this is. This is kind of smart. She's basically taking the vision away from the watchtower. So if he had, say, a probe here and he ran the probe away, the probe would run and not see this army coming. That's actually very smart. You should always lead with 1 unit like that. And now Josh is going to be in a world of hurt. He has to kite back. Oh no, losing 1 stalker. He hasn't even controlled these yet. 3 stalkers. 4 stalkers, Guardian Shield, and a Zealot. 5 stalkers. Is he going to lose a 5th stalker? That's so much. He lost 75 energy, 4 stalkers, and a Zealot. That is actually probably going to be the game. Oh my goodness, and these 2 Banshees are back. 7 kills total. And at least he should be able to snipe this Banshee. That's good. Every Banshee he kills is a very, very good thing for him. He's going to need to warp in a lot, and the big problem that he's going to face now, he has 3 Zealots randomly over here. Maybe to stop reinforcements? That's a nice idea, but I'm not too sure how much it'll actually help. Oh, he's just going to walk it right into the army. Actually, this is... Oh, it looks like he wanted to sandwich, but the timing was a little bit off. Janny, once again, being very prudent with these Marines scouting in front of her army. That's very smart. Oh, another wasted Guardian Shield. She'll probably just run. Oh, no, she's going to fight. Sniping that tank is very big. You want to keep the tank count low, you want to keep the Banshee count low. The Marines only do well because when this push at the front comes, you're forced to kill the high DPS units like the Banshee and the tank, and then the Marines just shred you because the Marines are also high DPS, but they're just not priority targets. The less siege tanks and the less Banshees there are in the game, the more you can focus on the Marines, and the more Marines with no stim and no combat shield and no upgrades, which a 111 is going to have, it's very, very good, and they die very quickly. As you can see, there's no way. 1 barracks with a reactor, no way for stim or combat shield, and these 2 things need to keep their tech labs to build the Banshees and the tanks. So right now, Janny is actually playing very cautiously. It's a very careful way to play. I wouldn't call it necessarily the best way to play. It's definitely the safest, but if, let's say, Josh had not lost his 5 units here, or even if the first Banshee didn't pull back his entire army here, the fact that this push is coming so late, like the 12-minute mark, when I believe it probably could have hit closer to the 9-minute mark. Remember, he only had 2 Immortals, a Sentry, and a Zealot at one point. Now look at this big army. It's actually becoming quite formidable. He even forgot an Immortal in his mineral line. And the push is out here. Yeah, building these bunkers is kind of cute. Oh my god, she just killed 2 of her own Marines. I guess she felt bad for killing that observer. I was going to comment on that scan, but those 2 Marines, wow, I wonder what they did to deserve that. Anyway, she pretty much has a sweet spot. Look at the tank's siege range right on this ramp. Right basically here, which is where the army's going to have to go. This one, again, right here. And this one, again, right on the edge of this ramp. So, Janny, I was going to say, was very smart about leaving her units away from that cliff. Unfortunately, she had a tank here. It wasn't siege, but Josh still sniped it, which is extremely good for him. Oh, he still has this Immortal here. That's really unfortunate. So, killing a tank there is very nice. Oh, giving up a free stalker. But the tank placement is very nice. Eventually I would like her to move these two back tanks maybe up here, or even here, and then slowly creep forward. Basically what you want to do is make him start taking damage so he feels the pressure of this 1-on-1, and he feels like he's going to have to commit. Actually, he's just going to commit right down the ramp right now. He's actually fortunate with that she unsieges these tanks, but oh no, he decides to run away. Against the 1-on-1 you cannot be indecisive. That was very indecisive. And here comes the tank move out, and look how careful. Look at she actually had the tanks moving in this spot, but an Immortal could probably reach here. So she moves it behind these minerals, and now I can actually snipe this very randomly weird placed gateway. And now look at the concave that these Marines make, the bunker here, the concave of these 4 tanks. Look at this, oh my god, Josh is just going to lose everything trying to kill these 2 tanks up here. And while he succeeds, the Banshees are just laying so much damage down. The Marine count is still decently high. She actually has 5 Banshees here. She's just not even using these 2. This is, yeah, she's not even using these 2. She could even unload this bunker and just start walking up there, and this should be GG. Josh just a couple of micro mistakes, and the game would have been very different. But it was a very, very nice 1-on-1 push, and very, very careful and very, very smartly played by Janny, which sealed her the win and the series win actually. GG.